Go to the edge, he said. They said, we are afraid. Go to the edge, he said. They said, we are afraid. Go to the edge, he said. They said, we are afraid. Go to the edge, he said. They went, he pushed them, and they flew. That is a saying I have always loved, but unfortunately I don't know who the writer is. But whoever he or she was, it's a really inspiring saying. Too often in life, we live and behave in accordance to how we have been conditioned by our significant others in our childhood. Those childhood years in conditioning are laden by expectations and perceptions by others who are older and whom we may have seen as being wiser and more experienced, like our parents, guardians, extended family members, then later by our partners, work colleagues, friends, and even acquaintances. So by a certain time and age, we are all expected to live or act or speak and behave in a certain way, and any other way may not be as acceptable by our so-called loved ones. I say so-called because loved ones really need to accept and love us unconditionally, no matter how we present to them. Any dreams which we may have had when we were children could be seen as impossible dreams or dreams that are too high to reach, or worse, seen through the lens of the family. And if no one in your family circle has ever dared to venture towards that frontier, then your dream or dreams may be trivialized and you'll be told that you are far too ambitious for your own good and that it's better to be more realistic or to move to a job that is more acceptable. I'll give you a simple example. I know of 2 people who were considering taking up counseling and did not continue with their vision because of a simple dismissal from their parents who asked them, why on earth would you want to listen to people's problems day in and day out? Now, to me, why on earth would these parents say that to them was so shocking, as I felt that those professions fall into the helping professions, and if everyone thought that way, how on earth would people get help and support? In my humble opinion, those kinds of professions are normally a calling as such, and they normally resonate with people who have gone through some form of trauma or lived experience, whereby they felt that it was important that people attain support when they are going through life's dilemmas and problems. So let's go back to the topic, which is once we've been through the delights of growing up from childhood or through a horrific time, depending on your own personal experiences, I believe all the ingrained thoughts, perceptions of the world, cultural and religious norms, family customs and traditions would have been thoroughly embedded into our psyche. Basically, another word for becoming brainwashed into thinking about who we are and who we are inevitably bound to become. However, we might meet with challenges when, for example, if we happen to fall in love with another person who is from another religion or race or who is seen as in another class level from our own families. Yes, people, class levels still exist, I'm afraid. Or it could simply be a desire to be a university graduate and no one from your family has ever continued their education past high school. That could be a huge battle of wills, depending on how you were brought up and according to your culture, whether it's appropriate to go against expectations. Imagine if you had been in an arranged marriage with a cousin or family friend by a certain age and nothing else was permissible, and the thought of that reality makes you want to rip your hair out and run away. How do you escape the expectations and reality that has been chosen for you? People mainly don't want to go against the grain as it's too upsetting for others in their lives. So contrary to popular belief, a lot of people don't actually live by their own desires and dreams, but prefer the safety of not considered being a troublemaker or rebel by their families and friends, and therefore sadly their dreams remain just that till the day they die. Most people feel lost and unsure of who they are when they are in their mid-40s, and as much as they want to roam free in their minds to other destinies, their choices were made a long time ago and change is always deemed as way too hard. Thus, you will always get the same excuses. It's just too hard. I'm already old. I can't change now. Or I can't change my job as I have financial responsibilities, etc. And those thoughts are there to keep you sane in some sense and seem justifiable to you and everyone else around you. Thus you continue a life robotically as you are too scared to change. Unfortunately, I'm not here to preach those thoughts to keep you sane. Instead, I'm here to challenge you to go beyond your boundaries that you have set up for yourself and think another thought of what if? What if you could dare fathom another reality that may work out for you in the long run? Obviously, it depends on what you have and what you want. Everyone is wired differently. Some of you may desperately want out of a marriage that has sadly ended a long time ago. Others might want to change their careers. Some might wish to travel more, or it could even be to indulge in a hobby that inspires you to do something entirely different from the reality that you know. Some of you may want to come out and live life openly as being non-binary, or become a bodybuilder or personal trainer. I don't know, the list goes on. These things come to mind as there are so many visions, ambitions, and desires that people have that may never get spoken about and sadly never realized. So what stops you? Think about this new reality. What comes into your mind the moment that question is asked? What stops you? Or rather, could it be who stops you? Realistically, now that you are an adult, is it your family anymore? Or is it just you? Where is your fear coming from? And what do your excuses sound like? Write them down and then analyze them to see their truth. Or is the fear of the unknown worse than just living the way you know it? Why are some people successful and why are a lot of people not? What is success to someone is not success to another. It's personal. Yet whatever it is, unless you believe in reincarnation, you've only got this life to live, and you deserve to be happy and live to your fullest potential despite everything that you've been taught, as long as the desire or ambition is strong in you and you are not dreaming of committing criminal activities. Then focus on what's stopping you. There is a famous saying, when there's a will, there's a way. See, only the brave go after their goals, and if they fail, they know that they've tried. But often, if they are committed to obtaining their goals, they often get them. Nothing is easy in life. There are going to be challenges every which way you look when you are going after something ferociously with all your heart. At the end of the day, it's you who has to answer your heart's desires. It's you who will be asking the question towards the end of your life. What if? Know yourself. Plan your goal or goals. Analyze your obstacles. See how you can get around them and go for it. I can talk. I've put myself through all sorts of challenges all through the various periods of my life as a single person, as a wife, a mother. I've been lost for ages, wondering why I was put on earth, wondering what my life mission was for, feeling so mundane but knowing that there had to be something more that I was made for. After a long time reflecting and going through the trauma of letting go of the person who made me feel that I had wasted too much time and every chance of success I had was now gone as I had gotten older, I realized what and whom I meant to be and what my mission in life was. And it was then that I gained a sense of inner peace and pure happiness since finding myself, me. Personally, I don't believe in aging. I know I'm getting chronologically older, but I feel that as long as I feel capable and my mind is functioning and my body is still good to go, I can reach any goal I want. If something does not make me happy now, I cut it out of my world or system. It can be a way of living, a habit, a want that is not productive, or people who don't make my boat float, so to speak, who don't inspire me, who do not vibrate in the same way I do, and who do not feel the same excitement in the essence of life the way I feel. I made a decision that they can't be in my life any longer, as they will end up snuffing out my light. So I now choose to live in my own reality and will be brave enough to have the courage to do my heart's calling, which besides being a counselor is being brave enough to speak to you via my channel, and to have people who may have hateful comments throw their negativity my way, yet to continue to try to reach those of you who may need to hear this and who may want to change and thrive. So I'll continue with my passion to speak, and even if this reaches one person who resonates with what I have to say, then I would have achieved my goal. Change is possible at any age, but with it comes determination and courage to respond to others in a way that is perhaps non-conventional. I never promised anyone that I am or would be conventional, and I choose to be me, and in being me, I choose ultimate happiness, which is my version of happiness. I leave you with your version of happiness to attain. I haven't reached where I want to go, as my journey has just begun, but hey, you know what? At least I've started my journey, and though I'll always feel that I'll be a work in progress, I'm happy to continue this journey ahead of learning. I leave you with this question: what about you? What will you choose? Think about it. After all, you only have your whole life ahead. Just don't live in regret. Thank you for listening.